Thank you and good afternoon. This is a very special day for Niagara University, and I'm grateful to all of you for being here. As I begin, I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge a group of very special people who honor us with their presence here today. We are very thankful to have our very Bishop of Buffalo, Richard J. Malone, a man who knows higher education well and who has the great heart of a pastor. Bishop Malone, welcome. Retired Bishop Donald Troutman of the Roman Catholic Diocese of Erie, a 1958 Niagara alumnus representing Gannon University. Most Reverend Vincent Nguyen, Auxiliary Bishop of Toronto, Canada. The Very Reverend G. Gregory Gay, CM, Superior General of the Congregation of the Mission, a 1976 graduate of Niagara University who ministered as a priest in his early priesthood at Niagara University, was a wonderful mentor to me as I discerned my calling to the priesthood and to life in the Vincentian community. Very Reverend Michael J. Carroll, CM, Provincial Superior of the Eastern Province of the Congregation of the Mission, Vice Chair of Niagara University's Board of Trustees, and a wonderful colleague as I serve on our Provincial Council of the province. I'm deeply grateful to have the chair of our board, Jeffrey Holshoe, chairman of Institutional Securities at Morgan Stanley, whose immense gifts of intelligence, judgment, and wisdom are only surpassed by his great love of Niagara University. And last but not least, I'd like to acknowledge a very special group of men, a band of brothers who St. Vincent de Paul referred to affectionately as the Little Company. My Vincentian confreres of the Vincentian community, I ask all of you to please stand and be acknowledged by this great assembly. I'd like to thank the delegates from the 35 institutions in attendance today, as well as the following college and university presidents: Dr. Virginia Horvath of SUNY Fredonia, Dr. Satish Tripathi of the University of Buffalo, Mr. John Hurley of Canisius College, Dr. Basam Deep of Trocaire College, Dr. Dan Patterson of Niagara College, Dr. Margaret Fitzpatrick, SC of St. Thomas Aquinas College, Reverend Joseph Levesque of St. John's University and President Emeritus of Niagara University, and Reverend Dennis Holtschneider, CM, DePaul University. Thank you all for being here today. I have entitled this address, "The Miracle of Niagara University. Action is our entire task," and here is why. In 1856, two rugged Vincentians, Bishop John Timon and Father John Lynch, an Irishman from County Monaghan in Ireland, worked together to give birth to the miracle we now call Niagara University. Demonstrating our institution's international roots, Father Timon, of course, served as the first Bishop of Buffalo, while Father Lynch will become Toronto's first Archbishop in 1870. In his recent book, detailing the origins and history of Niagara University, Professor John Strangers refers to the relationship between Niagara and Lynch as the wild project of a penniless enthusiast. Sounds familiar in higher education for private and independent colleges and universities. It was Lynch who purchased the 110-acre Vetter Farm, the site of where we stand today, for $75 an acre. In the words of Strangers, he was seeking relief from the heat and the high temperatures of the Southwest. If he was looking for a cooler climate, he would not be disappointed. At the same time, Lynch was dreaming of a seminary to educate young men for the priesthood, to shape their lives in scholarship and learning and community and service, to be men of transcendent faith and purpose, and in his original vision, to become good citizens of the world. Niagara would become an even more prodigious in its years to follow, answering its divine call and exceeding even the dreams of its wild founder and wild enthusiast. Metaphorically, the lives of John Lynch and Niagara would be interwoven by the miracle of divine grace and human ingenuity. In the course of his life and as president, John Lynch would nearly die 3 times from illness. Niagara University in its life would be severely tested by fires, financial troubles, storms, environmental challenges. In this very building, a plaque in the lobby stands denoting the bravery of Marcus Brown, a young Jewish merchant who saved Niagara from foreclosure in the 1880s. Yet, like the faithful brothers in the scriptures and the book of Daniel, each time the campus community emerged from the fire stronger and bearing witness to the miracle that is Niagara University, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. One of the greatest measures of a man or a woman is how well they deliver on their promises. I would like to take this opportunity to publicly thank and recognize a very gifted and loyal son of St. Vincent, who was known simply as our brother Joseph, Father Joseph Levesque, CM. "14 years ago, Father Levesque stood on this very stage, promising a university that would become an academic community distinguished by excellence in learning, in shared governance with faculty colleagues, in teaching, in research, and that would be deeply connected to the community of Niagara Falls, Niagara County, and Western New York. Today, Niagara University is positioned to shape a successful future due in large measure to the talents of department chair, of professor, of dean, of president emeritus, Father Joseph Levesque. Please thank me in joining Father Levesque for delivering on his faithfulness and the promise he has kept to Niagara University and this place. Father Joe, we love you and we look forward to welcoming you home. In the traditions of Roman Catholic religious communities, many of us take vows of obedience, a vow which in the words of scriptures confounds the proud and confuses the wise. But at its Latin root, obedience means profoundly, simply to listen. Like the prophet Ezekiel, an openness to hear the gentle and the relentless voice of God, calling us all to be and to do more. This past year, I undertook a listening tour, seeking to meet with every person on this campus who was willing to meet with me. I met with students, with our great faculty, with support staff, administrators, maintenance workers, and food service workers. I asked them to tell me what they loved about Niagara University and what we needed to do to make Niagara University even more excellent. Here is what they told me about your university. We are truly an academic community with immensely gifted faculty, scholars, teachers, and servants. You may be interested to know that these comments about our faculty came from every sector of our university community. 94% of our faculty have earned the highest degree in their fields from universities such as Harvard, Yale, Princeton, the University of Pennsylvania, Notre Dame, and Cornell, to name a few. And 100% of them are committed to seeing our students succeed in the classroom and in life. My travels have taken me to the greatest universities in the world, with opportunities to witness the immensity of the gifts of faculty from around the globe. I stand before you today to tell you boldly that Niagara University's faculty are second to none in interweaving teaching, scholarship, and service to advance learning and our students and our university community. Recently, I met with a group of students and I asked them to tell me about Niagara University. What would they want me to tell you in this inauguration speech? They said, tell them that we have a great faculty who challenge us and who care about us. They even know our names. They engage us in the contemplation of truth and beauty. They teach us to think and write critically. And at the same time, we learn to value the dignity of the human community and the human person above all else. This is our faculty dedicated to the liberal arts education that elevates and frees the human mind, grounding us in the liberal arts, preparing graduates for a globalized workplace, the interface of cultures, and for, in the words of Father Lynch, to become citizens of the world. We are a caring community, the people of Niagara tell me, with deep pride in our Catholic and Vincentian mission. As you walk around this campus of 155 beautiful acres, you see many statues and religious symbols embedded on this campus which embody the best of a Catholic university, simply because they are symbols reflective of reality. As I have spoken to members of our community and alumni, they speak to me about the majesty and the magic of Niagara University. Somebody cared about me, is what they tell me. No one is too busy to help and display both the human and divine touch of compassion. Niagara is a special place where community members care deeply for each other, where we call the best out in our members, and where people enfold their personal mission into our larger Catholic, Vincentian, and academic mission. At Niagara University, everyone matters. Students matter. Faculty and staff matter. Maintenance worker matters. Secretaries matter. Food service workers matter. The people that we seek to serve matter. All are welcome. We seek to become, in the words of the late, great Pope John Paul II, a community of the workplace, fostering a dynamic, vibrant, living, learning community. And at the call of St. Francis and of Francis our Pope, to combat the globalization of indifference to human suffering, to misery, and to poverty. That living, learning community is what inspired our alum, Karen Ballard, class of 1966, to become one of the earliest clinical nursing specialists in a teaching medical center. Over two decades, she dedicated herself personally and professionally, providing compassionate nursing care to children with a variety of psychiatric disorders, as well as to those who are chronically and terminally ill. This living, learning community is what inspired Mike DeLoya, class of 2009, to live in poverty with the indigenous mountains and in the people of Panama shortly after graduating from Niagara University. In partnership with the Peace Corps and other organizations, he taught English to middle school students in Saloy, Panama, as a means of paving a pathway and creating a pathway out of poverty for Panamanians. Today, he continues Niagara's mission, pursuing a graduate degree at Niagara University while ministering a few miles away as operations and personnel manager at Heart, Love, and Soul Food Pantry, Emergency Food Program, and Dining Room in downtown Niagara Falls, a program and an agency we are incredibly proud to partner with. That living, learning community is what inspired our alum, Ed Brennan, class of 1978, to use his resources to assist the people of Haiti in recovering from the catastrophic earthquake that killed more than 200,000 natives and devastated the country's infrastructure. The organization he founded is well on its way to becoming a world-class school in Saint-Marc, a coastal town in western Haiti, and wants to do even more. Like St. Vincent, Mr. Brennan is using his treasure to build an educational pipeline for those who seek to escape poverty and suffering under the most trying and difficult circumstances. That living learning community is what inspired Jim Glynn, class of 1957, who first began his genius of creating margin by having a paper route in Niagara Falls, to finance his education by delivering newspapers and working summers at the Maid of the Mist. Mr. Glynn purchased the company a decade and a half after graduating, turning the Maid of the Mist into an iconic attraction that brings millions of visitors to Niagara Falls from around the globe. Following the words of the late daughter of charity, Sister Irene Krauss, he has utilized his margin to advance the Vincentian mission, contributing to numerous causes, including Catholic charities, the Daughters of Charity, Heart, Love, and Soul, in this country and in Canada as well. These are but 4 examples of what a Niagara University graduate looks like. Products of the marriage of a liberal arts-based and professional education, full of action and impact. We educate traditional students. We educate veterans returning from war, single parents coping with difficulty, and those with and without means. We do this in a way that inspires them to truly make a difference in the lives of others. This, my friends, is the miracle of Niagara University, yesterday, today, tomorrow, and forever. We are a community embracing the eternal mission of St. Vincent de Paul, making the lives of the poor, the suffering, the marginalized, the center of our lives. We will build on this work and continue to build and establish a two-way bridge to the world of the poor. As a Vincentian University, we will follow the vision of St. Vincent de Paul, placing the treasures of teaching, service, and research to assist our local community in Niagara Falls, in Niagara County, in Western New York, and beyond, inviting them to be part of our community and enhancing our lives. It is in the spirit of St. Vincent de Paul we will seek to continue to be a community, bringing the balm of compassion to the suffering and the misery in our community and beyond. You have consistently told me that we must tell our story to those in Western New York, in the United States, in Canada, and throughout the world. And I tell you today, we will tell the story of Niagara University with boldness from the mountaintop, with consistency, with enthusiasm, and with passion, now and in the future. Today I stand before you to promise you we will do that. We will tell the story of the miracle of Niagara University, a wonderfully caring community where individualized attention is prioritized, where the excellence of the academy and the comprehensiveness of our service advance our esteemed legacy. This legacy includes the development of a 19th century health center that was the first in New York to deliver on 4 years of study before granting a medical doctorate degree. In 1898, that health center emerged with the University of Buffalo to form the forerunner of what is today Dr. Tribathi's excellent medical school. As we gather today, Niagara University stands in Western New York among the highest of 4-year institutions granting graduation rates in the Buffalo Niagara University, where 75% of our students have internships, and other practical experience, where 46% of our undergraduates report having the opportunity to participate in research with a faculty member, 26 points above the national average. A community that contributes $207 million annually towards the economic development of Western New York and strives to become an even greater regional partner through several strategic initiatives. This is the work you have done. This is the work we will continue to grow at Niagara University. One of these enterprises has been the reinstitution of our highly reputed nursing programs, which are complemented by a strategy to support growth in other areas of health, of life sciences, and of the dedication to the scientific quest for inquiry and service. A second initiative is our distinctive role in STEM education, computer science, logistics, and other fields that support the advancement of industry in our region. We are taking a leadership role in helping Western New York to fulfill its enormous promise as a global tourism destination. Tourism not simply for the sake of tourism, but to show people the beauty of this region and to lift all boats of the poor, the suffering, the marginalized in Western New York, in Niagara County, in Erie County, and of this great city of Niagara Falls. Join us together to lift all boats through tourism and to help the people of Western New York make the climb out of poverty and into life and the dignity that they deserve. And last but not least, our nationally recognized service to the community will be further enhanced by the establishment of the Reverend Joseph L. Levesque CM Institute for Civic Engagement, a great man whose shadow will shine in Niagara Falls, in Erie County, in Western New York, in Niagara County, as a Vincentian legacy and the impact of St. Vincent de Paul. This is a Niagara University that you have told me about. And this is a Niagara University that inspires me to give my best efforts to become better each and every day as your president and the 26th president of Niagara University. In all of this, we will find our heart and our identity and our destiny in the eternal legacy of St. Vincent de Paul, a man of immense intellectual and social gifts, whose life turned from status-seeking upward mobile track to one that turned towards human misery and suffering, offering the healing balm of divine mercy and compassion. As the historian Bernard Peugeot has written, what is the secret of Vincent's remarkable influence? He left us neither a learned treatise nor a body of doctrine, only the little volume of his rule, a brief synthesis of his theological spirituality. He was content to lay out a road, to clear the paths, inviting his disciples to continue the charitable works he had begun. He opened the doors of the Catholic Church, teaching clergy to work with laity, the first who dared to value the contribution of women. Vincent knew how to make his work responsive to every kind of misery, whether physical or moral, determined to remedy it and find an appropriate solution for every problem at every situation. He was the creative initiator of assistance to abandoned children, to prisoners, to victims of catastrophe, to refugees, to homebound invalids. In all of this, he was the precursor, showing the way that is followed today by institutions, by non-governmental organizations, and government departments of social services. Bending to the pattern of his model, Jesus Christ, Vincent placed himself at the service of the poor, calling them his lords and masters. He taught us to be inventive with the times, that true charity does not begin with or consist of distributing alms, but of helping the poor, the miserable, the marginalized to regain their dignity and independence. As a Vincentian institution, it is upon us to be eternally resourceful. As Vincent instructed, demonstrate a love that is inventive unto infinity. St. Vincent de Paul believed in the motto, totum opus nostrum, and operationally consistent action is our entire task. Today, as the 26th president of Niagara University, I declare, let us follow the spirit both of the founder of this university, the wild project of the penniless enthusiast, Father Lench, and the founder of our Vincentian order, St. Vincent de Paul. Let us continue to build a university that transforms the lives of students, that inspires them to make a difference in the lives of others through their professional and service endeavors. Let us be creative, collaborative, innovative in all of our interactions and in all of our work. And through action, let us build an even brighter future for Niagara University and for this region, where the members of our community learn to change the world. Indeed, action is our entire task. May God bless Niagara University, the miracle of its past, its present, and bless its future. Thank you very much.